Hi, I'm Delusion Dispeller, and I decided to make a new video, and this one's going to be entitled Mothers versus Egg Donors. The reason for that title, as you'll find out shortly, is that there is definitely a difference between the two, and we're going to discuss that in pretty much a lot of depth. Now, I do need to kind of give you a brief overview here. We're not talking about adoption. We're talking about the difference between a female that can be considered a mother based on her behavior and her treatment of her children versus a female that hardly behaves anything close to human, let alone a woman or a mother. There is a difference, and I'd like you to understand what that is. Here's my disclaimer, because I know I'm going to get some complaints, I'm going to get some flaming and blaming and criticism and attitude and whatever, like I always do on most of my videos. I'm okay with that. But since I know that's coming my way, I'm going to offer a disclaimer. These views, the following views, are my opinion only, and my reason for doing this is because I know that there are children, teens, young adults, and even grown adults that are living in situations that do not feel right to them, because the female that they call mom is not really acting like what they think a mom should act like, and probably never has acted anything like what they've seen a mom act like. Maybe they've seen their friends' moms, they've seen moms on TV, on healthier TV shows and movies, and there's a really good reason why those people do not feel right in their situation, because not all people wearing a label should rightly be wearing it. Now, that having been said, that it is my opinion only, this is how I view things. If you don't agree, I'm fine with that. You can tell me you don't agree. That doesn't, change my opinion on it, but I want people to have this information that I perceive and my viewpoint on it. So, let's talk about the word mother. From the Webster's Dictionary, a mother is a female parent. A parent means one who begets or brings forth offspring. Now, to me, this is too wide of a definition. It's definitely not accurate as to what I'm trying to depict here, as far as a mother, parent, or of parenting. Really, Webster's definition can mean almost any form of creature bringing forth a new being in the form of conception, pregnancy, and birth. Any female human being can then bring forth offspring. And in some countries, children as young as 3 or 4, female children of course, bring forth children. Does this make them a mother? That's what we have to ask. Does it truly make them a parent in the sense of the best meaning of the word? I'm going to argue that it does not. What a female parent is not is the following things. Again, my viewpoint. And what they do not do. A female parent or a mother does not abuse the child herself, nor allow any other person of any age, any animal, plant, organization, or authority, including teachers, pastors, ministers, friends, neighbors, family members, abuse that child in any way, shape, or form, through beating, burning, cutting, poisoning, overworking the child, trying to drown the child, maiming the child in any way, tormenting them physically, teasing them without caring how it's affecting them, purposely tripping them up, either emotionally or physically, or embarrassing him or her, breaking promises to the child consistently, yelling at the child, berating the child, mocking the child, starving the child, sleep deprivation, meaning keeping them up all hours of the night when they really need to be in bed and have a balanced schedule, favoritism of one child over another, or scapegoating one child versus another, blaming everything on the one child and favoring the other one, or using ridiculous and cruel punishments, or molesting the child in any way, shape, or form, violating the child's privacy, walking in on the child in the bathroom or their bedroom if the child does not welcome the parent in there, making the child be in a parent's place, putting them as a girlfriend or boyfriend type of figure, or even husband-wife type of figure, and therefore switching roles with the mother or even the father. But in this case, we're talking about a mother doing So, switching places with the father, or even requiring the child to parent the parent. A lot of mothers expect the children to parent them. That's unhealthy and abusive. Okay. Using ridiculous and cruel punishments. Oh, I did say that one already. I'm sorry. Um, let's see. Neglect. A decent, true mother does not neglect a child. They do not abandon them. They do not threaten to abandon them. They do not ignore the child, shun the child, lock the child out of the house, put the child in the attic or the basement or a closet or a cage, tie him to the bed, or anything like that. They don't refuse to help the child when the child needs help, refuse to take them to the doctor, refuse to give them help with their homework, refuse to let them stay after school to get help with the homework unless there's a really good cause. They don't purposely stay gone all the time away from the child. They don't force the child to be with a babysitter the child is not comfortable with, or to go somewhere or do something the child is not comfortable with. They do not force the child to be the primary caretaker of their siblings 24/7. They don't force the child to grow up way too fast so that the child never gets to be a child. Hold on 1 second. I need to check on something quick. Alrighty, we're doing good. Next. Okay. A true parent, mother, does not attempt to live her life through the child. To the extent that the child is emotionally and physically crippled, because they did not get to make their own choices and make their own mistakes within reason. The healthy parent, mother, does not force feed her child, make them eat things they don't want just because she thinks they should eat. She doesn't guilt the child into eating things that the child doesn't want. Now, if the child is a picky eater and they don't eat anything, obviously they have to eat something, so there may be a little bit of coaxing necessary. But I'm talking about extremes here. She should not treat the child as if he or she is an extension of herself. She should not use the child to draw attention to herself, either through harming the child for medical attention or other attention, which is called Munchausen syndrome by proxy, or by having the child perform in some way to make that mother look good or feel good about herself. She should not threaten the child or the child's pets or siblings, or make the child take beatings and punishments for her siblings. She should not trick the child either. Okay, this is what a true mom does. Some of these things my very own mom has done and mother figures in my life have done for me. A true mom does these things. She corrects lovingly as needed, sings lullabies and prays with the child, helps the child with homework or whatever he or she needs, takes the child to the park, the zoo, the circus, for walks, nature hikes, plays board games with the child, teaches the child to cook, sew, paint, draw, sing, dance, tells the child about her own childhood fun times, and lets the child be a child and enjoys that child as being a child. Allows the child to live his or her life learning about himself and others in a safe, healthy, balanced environment. Joins the child in age and preference appropriate activities, such as for little girls, painting finger and toenails, teaching about human development, talking for her dolls, and acting out little dramas, learning phone etiquette, shopping, caring for pets. For a boy, it might be playing cars, listening without mockery when he talks about his first love, joining his scouting troop with the husband and take him camping, tuck him in at night, and the little girl too, and pray and sing to him, teach him about his body, and have dad do it too if he's too embarrassed to have you help him. Laugh with the child, protect the child from harm, and give warnings when the child ventures close to danger. Teach the child about stranger danger and staying safe. Let the child take a self-defense class if you feel that that's beneficial. Let the child have his or her friends over once in a while and make them popcorn and movies. Watch movies together with your child and TV and talk about what you're seeing. Find out the child's view on things. Discuss everything from politics and pregnancies to weddings and funerals. Celebrate holidays, birthdays, special times. Let the child bask in the limelight without you trying to push to center stage all the time. Honor the child's right to privacy. Don't force the child to choose between parents, especially in the case of a divorce. We learned that in a parenting group I had to go to, and it was very, very helpful. Be willing to apologize when you make a mistake. Ask forgiveness and wait to hear their answer. Be sure they understand how sorry you are and that they find in their heart to forgive you. Be able to admit your responsibility when things go wrong, and don't blame your child for the things you did. Be willing to learn things. Research about child development and what is reasonable to expect from your children at each age, and how to handle children with special needs and difficulties. Work to help the child learn important things like empathy, self-control, respect toward others, hygiene, love, all those kind of important things. Kindness, patience, taking turns. Take the children to get help if needed. Use medicine as needed. Change their diets to make sure that they're healthy and balanced and not containing a lot of chemicals and things that could hurt them. Be willing to learn even from your littlest child, even the tiniest things. So, now we can ask people like Andrea Yates, Susan Smith, Diane Downs, China Arnold, people like that. The recent situation of the girl that drowned her baby, or I guess she didn't drown her, I don't know. Anyway, that type of situation. So let's think right now. Here's an Alcoholics Anonymous speaker a while back. I don't recall the name. She basically said that before women commit homicides, or men, regarding their children, before they kill their children, there is usually a warning sign that they're having trouble with the child. They're having difficulty parenting. And the public needs to get better educated in recognizing and not afraid to intervene. And I've been crying out for this ever since I've been on YouTube and Facebook, that people need to get their heads out of the sand, stop pretending that everything went well in your families or is going well in your families, and get the help. Confront the issues and get the help. Now, the reason I entitled this Mothers versus Egg Donors is because, in my opinion, a so-called female parent, and I say that extremely loosely in some cases, that does those things that you heard me read off, all the things to harm the child or leave the child with somebody that harms them, in my opinion, is not worthy to bear the title of mom, mother, or parent. They are an egg donor, nothing more, nothing less. They had an egg inside of them, the egg grew into a baby, and they gave birth to a baby. Did they parent the child? No. They abused the child, they neglected the child, they ignored the child, tortured the child, sent the child to other people to have the same things done. That's not a mother. It's not a mom. And I can tell you from experience of dealing with adult children that never grew up because they were stunted in their emotional and psychological growth by such people, that it's not a healthy situation. It causes extreme damage that lasts for years and years. It causes damage to that person's children if they don't get the help they need. It ruins families, and it's handed down through the ages if somebody doesn't stop the cycle. Which is why I'm going to end this with my typical saying. If you are in a dangerous situation, whether it's a narcissist, a toxic so-called egg donor, sperm donor situation, get out, get the help you need if it is safe to do so. If it's not safe, find a plan B. Get a safe person. Find a way out of your situation somehow, some way. Do not be the target of abuse and violence. You don't deserve it. God made you for better things than this. I promise you that. So get the help you need. And if you are in a family and there's secrets being kept, be the one to break the silence if it's safe to do so. Be the one to step up and say, you know what, this is abuse, this is toxic, and it's not right, and I'm not going to pretend and keep your secrets anymore. This is Delusion Dispeller. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I appreciate your comments, your criticisms, whatever you want to give me my way. I don't condemn anybody for having an opinion about this, and I know people will disagree, and that's okay. But for the most part, I think I know what I'm talking about because I have counseled some of these victims of these egg donor people and sperm donors too. So, Anyhow, and as an adult, do not feel ashamed if you don't want to say that you love your mother, father, sister, brother, whatever, quote unquote. Do not be ashamed to admit that you have a lot of anger and a lot of hatred and resentment, and just work through that gradually. You'll come to a place of forgiveness, but it takes time, and be patient with yourself because your feelings are extremely understandable if you have been the victim of this type of abuse. So be gentle with yourself. Take care of yourself. Be good to you. You're the only you got. God bless you. Thank you for watching very much. I look forward to hearing from you.